All right, so welcome to our CS246 app presentation. My name is Sterling. A little bit about myself. I live in Utah. I work as a web developer, and I enjoy playing sports, playing video games, just a lot of the nerdy stuff.
My name is Derek. I live in Maryland. I am a manager for a Bailey Company. I like Sterling. I play video games, like sports, and like all the nerdy stuff. On top of that,
My name is Jonathan Schwendinger. I'm a Sergeant First Class with the Georgia Department of Public Safety. I am taking this class so that I can maybe try to switch careers or implement it into my current career. I've always been interested in computers. I like games. I fit right in with this group.
This is Matt Chorba, Columbus, Ohio. I work for iVideo Technologies, and I like my dog Maribel.
so our app name is From the Store to My Core. It is a grocery shopping list app, with some of its main features being it has a master grocery list template, which you can just add whatever item you want to. Some of the other features we'll have will be we'll store grocery lists to local storage and assign names to them for loading and reloading them at any time. In case you have like a standard grocery list you use all the time for like your weekly shopping with the same items. You can cross items off the list while at the store, so you get that item, you can just mark it off. You can put select items into an active grocery list at any time. So like you at the store, you forget to add an item, you can just add it at any time, even when the list is already finished. You can add the quantity of each grocery list item. Like you may just have you get like 6 green peppers. You can add those and remove them whenever you need to. And you can have multiple saved grocery lists, like I said, to have a standard maybe weekly shopping trip. You'll get some milk, cereal, Cheerios, stuff like that. Some of the stretch goals we have are the ability to store and track price changes over time, like the price changes from like maybe milk. For every time you go to the store, you keep track of that. See if there's a pattern. The ability to add notes to items, like maybe add peppers to the list. You don't feel like deleting that, adding it again, so you just add note green peppers instead of just regular peppers or red peppers. And we plan to add additional customized templates for each grocery store list, like a dairy grocery store list, for that, or produce, or maybe junk food if you're into that. It will save that storage in the phone locally using like JSON files you learned earlier this year. And there's no plan to use external libraries or external sources of data at this time, but that may change later. So there's no plan to use external APIs, but that may change later on. I'll now pass this off to Sterling for the next part.
All right, so I'll talk about the architecture, the overall structure of our app. So it's a pretty basic. We're just going to have the app, and it will communicate with just a file system with just on the phone. We'll have within the app, we'll just have some basic user inputs. We'll have text boxes for users to enter grocery lists, buttons for them to submit them, and then we'll go ahead and process that, and that'll either save to the file system or retrieve information from the file system that will then display it to the output, whether in a list or however else it needs to be displayed. Next, I will hand this off to Jonathan to talk about the UML design.
As you can see from our UML diagram, we are using the model view presenter architectural pattern. We plan to use the main presenter to show the initial view when we first start the screen or the app. We'll have new and load buttons there that will interact with the things we've got on the left-hand side with the model. We have add and delete item and show list that we'll be able to use in the presenter. We can also use the list view to call add or remove functions for our app. And lastly, we'll have Matt talk about our visual identity for our app.
Thank you, Jonathan. This is our logo, if you will. We can show it as a loader screen like what you see here, or we can break apart just the vanilla flower portion for our upper left corner. The next page is going to show our couple of screens in the app. First one is going to be your options of new list or load list, because we will have the ability to save lists. And the alert at the bottom is if you hit load list when there isn't a saved list, you'll get a little alert. The middle screen is when you do a new list or you're working on your active list, if you will, where you can add items. You can hit the X, which is really more of a back button, to get to the first screen. And then the last one on the right is when you do load list, it just takes you to a pre-populated list that you had saved before, again with the same button options. So nice and simple. Back to you, Sterling.
All right, and so that's our app presentation. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those.